What is happening, guys? Cotty Plays here, bringing you another Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel video. And in today's video, we're going to be doing a meta report for this past week's tournaments. This is going to be February 6th through February 12th. There was 4 tournaments that took place during this time period, and as always, we're just going to be talking about them. So jumping on into the first tournament, this is the Hay Cup 46. It was published on February 7th. I don't know what day it was. It might have been that day. It might have been the 6th. Not sure. But anyways, here are the prize supports. There's 52 players, single elim, 1 deck, best of 1 before semifinals, then best of 3 semi and the finals. First place, we had a Runic Stun. Obviously, Konami did a really good job of nerfing this deck, semi-limiting all their consistency cards and semi-limiting their oppressive floodgates that they just add more of. Great job, Konami. Good work on that. No, in all seriousness, this deck is incredibly toxic in best of 1. But, you can't really hate on the player because it's in the game. So, other than that, this doesn't look like anything too crazy. I don't know if Desire... I don't really know... I don't play this deck. I don't really know if Desire's a standard. It seems like it would be. But yeah, how many Runics? 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 16, 17. Only 17 Runics. That seems like kind of a low for a pure version, but maybe it's not. I'm not sure. Anyways, extra deck probably doesn't matter too much. Alright, moving on to second place. We have a Virtual World, 43 cards. It's important to note. That's very high for a deck like this, in my opinion. I don't like going over 40 in Virtual World just because the deck is already so inherently inconsistent. But you do kind of need... Sometimes you just need to go over the count on this deck, but it's tough. 2 Maxi, that's obviously incorrect. I don't know why you're playing 1 Retaliating C and 2 Maxi. Just play 3 Maxi, it's better. Playing the Snow, I do like that just generically more than playing Spell Canceller or Scythe, because it's a little bit more versatile. It plays into more matchups better than either of those do. Maybe not Scythe, I don't know, it's hard to say, but I do like the Snow. 1 Talons, that shouldn't be in the deck if you're going over 40. I don't see a reason for that. Foolish, I also don't really... Well, no, Foolish, you should be playing Foolish because of the adventure stuff. So, misspoke there. But yeah, this is just... the list is fine. You shouldn't be playing 2 Nans. You shouldn't be playing Italian C at all. You shouldn't be playing Talons, over 40. And you just got to get this deck down to 40 cards, in my opinion. But, this guy also got second place in the tournament, so kudos to him. Extra deck, this looks a little weird. Playing multiple level 7 Synchros. I get Shooting Riser, I do. I don't really get Moonlight Dragon, but, to each their own, I suppose. The extra deck is pretty open in a deck like this, which is kind of cool. The Exceeds don't seem too crazy. Playing this, okay, yeah, it doesn't seem too crazy. Beatrice is insane in this deck. Alright. Moving on to top 4. Got a Brand Despia Drolls in the main. Comedy, 1 Bell, 2 Nibs. That's wild. You're playing 2 Nibs over more Bells, more Drolls. That's crazy. In my opinion, I don't think that's correct, but it does kind of work. The one kit with no branded lost. I don't hate that. Kit is like a nice Albert quote unquote replacement. So it's pretty cool. Yeah, okay. Other than that, this deck looks pretty standard. There's no Super Poly here. Trying to think what else. This looks weird. There's no Super Poly. But other than that, it doesn't look too crazy. I like Comedy. I do like Comedy. Comedy's pretty interesting. Alright. Oh, yeah, there's 1 Imperm in here. Imperm should not be in Despia. We went over this last week, but there's no reason you should ever play Imperm in this deck over Valor or pretty much any other hand trap you can play on your opponent's turn when you have cards in your field, because what happens when you draw into Imperm off of Chimera? You're just sitting there with a dead card in your hand that you can't use this turn or next turn because you have to set it. So it's why, it doesn't make any sense why this is in someone's deck, but yep. How many cards, by the way? 40 cards? Okay. Top 4, we got Math Mech. Wow, 3 Bells? That's what? Okay, you're playing 3 Bells over any Nibs? That's obviously incorrect. I don't know what this card does. Just because I've never seen it before, I'm going to read it. Math Mech Billion Blade Nayuta. Hope it's how you say that. Equip only to a Cyberse monster. If the equipped monster battles an opponent's monster during damage calculation, you can send one Mathmech monster from your deck to the graveyard. The equipped monster gains attack equal to the send monster's attack until the end of this turn, even if this card leaves the field. If this card is sent from the spell and trap zone to the graveyard, you can target one Mathmech card in your graveyard, except itself, except another copy of itself, or this card. Just this card. I don't know why I'm so bad at reading. And add it to your hand. You can only use the effect of each effect of this card once per turn. Yeah, I don't know why that's in the deck, but I mean, it is, so that's a thing. In my opinion, three diameter is like too many. You don't need 3 of this card. You don't need 3 of a card you can just easily search like that. It's not your inherent starter. But they're also not playing Small World, so I guess it makes a little bit more sense. But it doesn't make any sense to play this over Small Worlds. Also, you don't need 3 Sigmas. You really don't need to play Nabla and Multiplication, but I'm not super, put off by those because there is uses for these cards. But you definitely don't need 3 Sigma. You don't need 3 Diameter. You don't need this card. But Final Sigma, okay. I don't hate it, I really don't know why this is in here. Trying to think of a reason why this would be in here, but I don't know. In this deck specifically, in the Mathmech adding this to it makes sense, but in this deck I don't really know why it's here. Disciple, Devotee, package, no All Mirage because they're not playing Parallel. I don't hate that. I don't love Parallel personally. There's no Appaloosa. There's no Apollo. There's no Avermax. Really don't know why you're playing Devotee Disciple without Avermax or Appaloosa, but, that's cool too. So yeah, this deck was really weird. And they're also manning the reboots. I don't hate that because, what are you really going to do? You're playing, a best of 1 for the most of the tournament, so it's not that ridiculous. But, I don't know. Moving on to, I'm sorry, I don't know how to pronounce this, CS. This was on the 7th. There were 64 players, single elim, 1 deck, best of 1. It's sad that a lot of tournaments are transitioning to best of 1 now. It's because the Challenger Cups, everybody's switching to best of 1 tournaments, and it's really breaking my heart because it is so far from actually a competitive format. It's a luck-based format, and more than anything, Yu-Gi-Oh is already a luck-based game, but best of 1 format, it's rough. It's rough out there. First place, Adamancipator. Going second cards, we got Maxie's Ashes, Drolls, Nibiru. That's it. Okay, so 9 going second cards. Not 10 going second cards with Red Reboot. It's not terrible. It's pretty good. Pretty good ratios. I don't know why you're playing 1 Red Reboot, really. I think that's a little bit of a weird number, but it works. Other than that, this deck doesn't look weird at all. This deck looks pretty standard. I don't really know this deck that well. I know the basics of this deck, but I don't know the complete, comprehensive ways, all the different ways to build it. I think maybe 1 Doki Doki's a little weird, but maybe it's not that weird. I'm not sure. The extra deck, from my understanding, looks pretty standard. Yeah, okay. Nice. There's a lot of 1-ups in this deck. I think 1-ups in this deck are much more fine than 1-ups in other decks. But okay, yeah, nice list. At least it looks like a nice list. Shaddolls, 60 card Shaddolls. Obviously playing all the light hand traps as you're supposed to in Shaddolls. That makes sense. For those of you who don't know, you need to play the light hand traps for Shaddol Fusion. So Valor's way better than Imperm. Just also how Valor's way better than Imperm and Despia. Wow, crazy. There's 2 reasons it's better in Despia than Imperm is. Because you can send it off Branded Fusion, and also you can draw into it off Chimera. What a crazy idea. Also Gamma, obviously. Gamma is also just broken when it resolves. It's absolutely insane. Mathematician, I haven't seen this in forever, but it's good to see. 1 Wolf, I really don't know why you're playing this, to be honest. I would much rather unless you're playing is there a reason for playing this over the Performapal? Probably not. I don't know. Big Shaddol package, 2 dragons, wow. The Lunalight stuff. Okay. This deck is it's a pile deck, it's you can really build these things in any way, and it's not really like the individual tech cards are not what makes a deck like this like strong, right? So you can see a lot of random crap get thrown into these decks, and they can work. Extra deck doesn't look too crazy from my perception here, from just looking over at first glance. It doesn't look too crazy. Moving on to top 4 Flunderies, 41 cards. Again, that's obviously incorrect. Don't know why you're playing more than 40 in a deck like this, but whatever. 1 Crow, it's searchable. 9 Birds, I think that's correct now. 3 Maxi, 2 Ash Blossoms. Thing is, in a deck like this, you don't need to stop Maxi, so Ash Blossom is nowhere near as good. So, like, I don't hate playing 2 of this card. Granted, I think you're, playing some bad cards. You're very clearly playing some bad cards over more, Ash Blossoms. But it's also, like, a best-of-1 tournament, so it's not, like ridiculously, like terrible to play Harpies evenly, Cosmic in the main. 1 of each is super weird. Just honestly, I would just say, like, if you're gonna commit to this, like, just like play 3 evenlies or play 3 Cosmics. Like, I don't know, but that's just the way I deck build. But this doesn't look like that ridiculous. I mean, 41 cards, obviously just cut a card. Like, what are you doing? Like, just cut a card. But 1 Crow, searchable, that's fine. The 1 Bell, I think 1 Bell is a little weird. Obviously 2 Shifters, is that 2? 1 Harpies, that already commented on that's weird. 1 Cosmic's weird, 1 Evenly's weird. Just commit to it. But yeah, okay. Other than that, it's a Flunderies list. Nothing crazy. 3 Tributes. I like 2 Impin, especially now. I think 2 Impin is correct, but 3 Tributes is also fine. Extra deck is just cards. The only stuff that's useful is these. I don't even know what this thing is. Top 4, we got another Runic Stun, Pathfinder, consistency card, so Desires does come up a lot. Runic Allure, what a card. What a card. Oh god, that card's so disgusting. A bunch of Floodgates, love to see it. Moving on to Main Phase 2, number 7, hosted by DLE. Of course, 85 players, single elim, play any deck, best of 1. First place was Sword Soul. This was me. Yep, I was able to win this best of 1 tournament. It was pretty cool. Absolutely hate best of 1, but decided to play anyways. I was playing 44 cards. I was testing some stuff out. I played 42 cards in the MCS yesterday. So I'm recording this on Monday. On Sunday, I played in the MCS. I played 42 cards, and I made a few changes to my deck. I dropped 1 Ecclesia, 1 Vishuda, and I traded out the Bells for Crows, which was absolutely correct. I think Crows were better because they're better into Despia than Bell is. And like they're pretty much just as good into Mathmech, maybe slightly worse, but they're also better into Eldritch if you potentially play it. They're better into the mirror match if you potentially play it. It is slightly worse against Runic, but there's so few people who entered last week's MCS with Runic that I didn't think it was going to be like that serious of a problem. I was wrong. There's 9 Runics out of like 250 players, and I played 2 of them yesterday. It was so toxic. But anyways, talking about this deck, this is just kind of standard, like what I've been playing recently, because I think dragons are in a really awkward spot, and like there's nothing else that's really catching my eye that I want to play. I don't think Mathmech's that good. I think Mathmech's the most overrated deck in the game. I think it's good, but I think it's overrated. And I'm kind of just waiting on Spright to come out at this point. But, my logic behind this stuff was, I wanted the Vishudas because it's the best of 1. I wanted more Vishudas because it's the best of 1. I wanted to be able to have as many outs to Floodgates as possible. I wanted to be able to play around hand traps as best as possible. That's why I play the 3 circles, the 3 circles and the Shadana. I think this is absolutely correct. Like, I think this is wonderful. Granted, I did lose the game yesterday because I drew too many circles. Well, partially because I drew too many circles. Also, the guy just drew insane. But I like the 3 circles. Theoretically, I could go down to 2 on this. Haven't fully decided if I'm going to do that or not. But I did decide to drop down to 2 Vishudas following it because I was like, okay, well, the math on it, like I would rather just have the potential of drawing like my outs to hand traps than having 1 extra Vishuda that's like easily searchable. I also cut down on one Ecclesia, switching down to 42 cards. Just because I was like, okay, well, get it lower, get it closer to 40 to try to draw called buys more. I don't really know if it's correct. I performed better in this tournament here, the main phase 2, number 7, with 44 than I did with 42. But that's for a lot of different reasons. Not just like the deck list, I don't think. I don't think the deck list was the problem yesterday. I think the problem was I got really unfortunate matchups. In my losses, which I'll talk about in a minute, were very unfortunate. But other than that, this deck's like nothing too crazy. I was testing out Danglong, never once summoned it. Sad, but I never did. Other than that, like, it's a pretty standard list. Second place, Math Mech. Bunch of hand traps here. So 3, 6, 9, 12, 13, 14, 15 hand traps. Wow, that's a lot of hand traps. Really good. Really, really solid. What can you say? Like, that's insane. 15 hand traps is great. Other than that, like, the list doesn't look too crazy. I don't think I'm missing anything here. No, it looks pretty normal to me. Like, I feel like I'm missing something. Am I missing something? I don't know. Whatever. No Link Disciple Devotee. I like that. Personally, I don't think those are the best option. I really like Heat Soul. Heat Soul Draw Max C is just so unfair. Excuse me. 2 Laplacians. You're only playing 1 Super Factorial, so I don't really know why you're playing 2 of this, but it works. Other than that, it looks pretty standard. 4th place, we got top 4. We got Sword Soul. This looks pretty standard here. 3, 3, 2, 1. Okay. No Nib. Kind of bold. You're not playing Nib, but I disagree with that. I think Nib should be in the main deck right now. But, I don't hate it. 3 Monks, no Danglong or anything like that. Yeah, I dropped down to 2 Monks to play Danglong. I don't know if you don't need 3 Monks, but it's hard to play without 3 Monks if you've always been playing with 3 Monks, especially in, like, certain grind games. Because there's a lot of times, like, people commit this card when they don't actually need to. But, that's a different conversation for a different day. Top 4, we got Sun, Avalon, Rika. I think this is just Sun, Avalon, Rika. Therion. Super cool deck. This deck's about to be so good. I don't know how to build this version of the deck. I have a better understanding of how to build the new version of the deck. Not a great understanding of it. I need to do some more research into it. But this, it seems fine. I'm pretty sure you always play 2 Sowings. Lots of starters. 9 starters. That's kind of crazy. There's no Lone Fire. I don't know if Lone Fire is mandatory in the deck or common in the deck. Not a lot of hand traps. 3, 6, 7, 8. Oh, excuse me. 9, 10, 11 going second cards. Okay, that's a lot more than I thought, actually. 11's not bad. And 43, 11's not bad. But, okay. I'm going to go ahead and move on. I don't really have a lot to say about this deck because I really don't know how to, build it that well. But if anyone does, comment down below how this list looks. To get top 4, of course. And that's it for that tournament. Going on to the MCS Master Circuit Series number 2. So it was 256 players. Player cap, probably wasn't that high because I think some people dropped. It was best of 1 Swiss rounds with 30-minute time limit. Sad. That's so sad. I'll talk about that in a second. Best of 3 top cut with no time limit. 1 deck, 15 card side deck for top cut. 1 deck, no side deck for Swiss rounds. The top cut is listed here. First place was a Math Mech. 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 going second cards, 2 super factorials in the main, 3 diameters. Wild. That's crazy that you won with 3 diameters in the main. 3 addition, 3 subtraction. That's crazy. It's absolutely insane. That, this is just not, they're not playing Small World. Okay, you're not playing Small World, so it's more understandable to play, a lot of these. It makes more sense in that case. But at the same time, 3 diameter in 3 of all these is still, 3 of these guys is more correct than 3 diameter, 100%. But 3 diameter is just that. You never need 3 diameter. This card is so searchable, and it's so searchable in so many ways. But kudos to him. He won the tournament. I did not. So kudos to him. 2 Super Factorial. I think this is incorrect, but, you know, it just puts a lot of bricks in the deck. You know, quote-unquote bricks in the deck. But it works sometimes. It is nice to resolve, too. This deck does have a problem, honestly, grinding, so I don't necessarily hate this as much as I hate some other things. 1 Harpy's in the main. I don't dislike it, but also I really don't know what it's for. Are you playing it for Runic? If so, that doesn't really make too much sense. Hugin's going to destroy you. Cosmic's way better. But anyways, 2 Laplacians. You're playing 2 Super Factorial, so this makes 100% sense. No Devotee, no Disciple. Playing Avermax over Apollo. You 100% did not play Despia in Swiss because there's no way this card's real right now. Yeah, okay. Side deck, this really doesn't matter because the first 8 rounds of the tournament did not see this. But yeah, it looks fairly normal. 1 talent's a little weird, but yeah, it's fine. No Token Collector, really? You're not playing Token Collector? That's crazy. What the hell? Okay, second place, Imperator with 40 card Sword Soul. I do like 40 card Sword Soul. That's pretty nice. Not gonna lie. Playing 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 hand traps. Playing a lot of hand traps in 40. How'd you manage this? I'm trying to think, like, how the heck did you manage this? Playing 1 Desires, that's it. That makes no sense whatsoever. Playing 1 Circle. How did you manage this? I'm trying to think. 1, 2, 3. This looks pretty clean. I respect this. I like the fact that he was able to get down to 40 and play pretty much everything he wants except Desires. It's very similar to my list, except I was playing, obviously, 2 more Desires because that card says draw 2. And then drop of Ashuda for another Circle, which I think he might be correct on that. Because the more I play 3 Circle, the more I'm like, okay, I really don't need 3 Circle. But, you know, it's debatable. But no, this looks nice. This looks like a good list. Well played. 3 Monks. Yeah, I get it. Again, this doesn't really mean too much because you played majority of this tournament without it. The important part of this tournament was played without this because really you only need to get top 16 to qualify for the big tournament. So, but it is nice to like win the tournament, obviously, I'm sure. But I don't really know why you're citing Vessel. Really don't know why you're citing this. The Bells make sense, the Kaijus make sense, the Duster, these make sense. Wait, you're not playing Crossout in the main, that's another thing. Oh, you're not playing Crossout in the main. Okay, I take it back. This is obviously incorrect. You gotta play Crossout. Crossout's like one of the best cards in the game. But moving on to top 4. Despia. 3 Albions? There's no way that's real. Is this... There's no way this is real. Okay. These people are trolling. Playing a Kaiju... Is this just like a copy-pasted of like last week's? Hold on. Like a copy-paste of last week's deck? No, this guy didn't play Albions. He did play 3 kits, though. Okay, there's no way. I mean, 3 kit, like, whatever. Do what you want. That's super weird, but I think it's, like, it's less egregious than 3 Albion. I mean, I think this is pretty ridiculous. I mean, like, I guess it's not that bad. I mean, it's an Upstart Goblin, but it's a worse Upstart Goblin, but kind of a better one in this deck. I don't know. This is wild. I don't understand. Like, people's deck building blows my mind sometimes. But anyways, Cosmic's in the main. I feel like it's mandatory in this deck. You kind of have to. Retribution in the main. That's wild. Again, people playing Imperm in this deck. It doesn't make any sense at all. Over Valor. Because you're drawing cards off Chimera during your opponent's turn. Like, what are you doing? Why are you playing this card? I guess if you're justifying it off Crossout, because Imperm's more popular than Valor, I guess that's one way to go about things, but I still think Valor's popular enough to where Crossout... Like, if you have to choose between, like, utility with the deck and potential, like, Crossout potential, Valor's way better than Imperm in this deck. Like, even despite the fact that Imperm's a little bit more popular than Valor in general. This deck's weird. Like, 3 kit's weird, 3 Albion's weird to me. This is weird to me. I mean, I don't hate this because, you know, it's like adding Nisters to a deck. Retribution's weird to me, but other than that, it looks pretty fine. The extra deck looks fine. Yeah, this looks good. Side deck, Siding Allures, what? Okay, I'm gonna keep scrolling. Top 4 Sword Soul, it makes my, it stresses me out, guys. Some of this stuff does. Top 4, we got Sword Soul though. 3 Ecclesia, 3 Vishuda, Maxion on these, 1 Destrudo. I mean, this is a cool card. It's a very cool card. No hand traps, desires, emergence, no cross out because you're not playing hand traps, droplets, rivalries, evenlies. This doesn't make any sense. Okay, listen, I get what you're going for. Like, and I think this is really cool, right? I've thought about playing Sword Soul like this in these best of 1 tournaments, playing like a going second Sword Soul. And I don't know if you were blind going second or what. Or I don't know if this guy was blind going second or what. But it doesn't make any sense like to play droplets, evenlies, and rivalries together. I don't think. Because these are pure going second cards, and this is like almost a pure going first card. This can be a going second card in certain matchups. But in other matchups, it's just completely dead, which is also why I don't love this as a standalone Floodgate. You play the Mirror, useless. You play against Math Mech, useless. So on and so forth. Runic, useless. Despia cooks them. This deck already kind of cooks Despia because you got Protos. But that's just my 2 cents. I think this is really weird. I think the evenlies and the droplets are a very solid idea, but I think playing them alongside rivalries is really weird. No hand traps. It's bold, and it worked. I mean, you can't really hate on that. No Dragite. Playing Lina. I also played Lina in this tournament. Lina's very good. It never came up for me, but it's still very good. I think Dragite is more correct than the 3rd Monk, to be honest with you. But I don't hate this at all. What the hell is this? Okay, he's trolling. He's trolling, okay. Because, he's not even playing field spells. Oh. That's actually kind of interesting. So I guess, you're playing this to protect your opponent's runic thing so they can't play more runic fountains over top. That's obviously not correct, but I think it's just trolling. But a bunch of backward removal. Yeah, I was trying to read deeper into this. He's probably just trolling, but that could be something, I guess. I don't know. I got no idea. Top 8. Got another Sword Soul here. 42 cards. 3 Ecclesia, 3 Vishuda. No, whatchamacallit? Nibiru. What is he missing here? Nothing really. No monsters. He's not playing cross out in the main. Again, that's clearly incorrect. Tactics. Over, cross out. I don't think that's correct. I think this card's very good. I don't think it's correct though, and I think, it's basically in this deck, I think 2 called bys, cross out, and 2 circles minimum is really, really good. You really don't need more hand trap negation, hand trap counterplay than that. But he did very well with this, so shout out to him. Pretty generic, standard extra deck. 3 monks, no Lina, no Danglong. Side deck, the Crimson Blader. I don't hate that actually. That's pretty interesting. Side deck, some back row stuff. This should be Cosmic, not Twin. I don't really know why these are in there. I guess Lightning Storm's fine, Regeki's fine. It should probably just be 3 Lightning Storm though over these other cards, because these cards are just kind of useless. Phantasme. I really don't know why this is in the deck. What are you playing this for? I guess Math Mech, maybe? I don't know. 1 Bell. That's super weird to side 1 hand trap. Top 8 Thunder Dragon. Oh, this is awesome. It's awesome to see this. That's crazy. This guy's playing Upstart Goblin. 2, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 hand traps. Not bad. What's he missing here? Is he missing anything? He's not playing the Baby Dragons. Not playing Chaos Space. Okay, cool. Gustav Max. What? How do you even make that? 2 Titans? That's wild. That's crazy. If you pull that off, that's insane. And also, how the heck do you make Chaos Ruler? Dark? The only tuner is Valor and Ash and Bell, but you don't have plenty of level 7s. I'm an idiot. No, Chaos Ruler is an 8, so you go this plus this or this plus this into Pega Ruler, where you go Valor plus Thunder Dragon Matrix plus a 6. That's not happening. This is weird. I don't know why this is in the deck, but I'm sure there's like a good reason for it, and I'm just missing it. But anyways. Talking about the rest of the stuff, this deck's cool. I like it. I really don't know what to critique about it because it's so unique. And you don't really see this deck anymore. But it looks pretty clean. The extra deck also looks fairly standard. You're not playing the Thunder Dragon guy, but I don't think the Thunder Link guy, but I don't think that's really necessary. So, yep. Super Polys in the side. I like it. I like that. You're not playing Called By in the main? Oh, I'm stupid. I didn't even see that. Or Cross Out. That's clearly incorrect too, but whatever. 2 Token Collectors, a few more hand traps, Cosmics. Okay. Yeah, Called By and Cross Out need to be in the main. Like that's ridiculous. Like I don't know how you're winning games. Like I don't know how you're consistently winning in best of 1 Swiss without those cards, but maybe you know something I don't. Top 8 Math Mech Gamma. This probably got so many people. Like it's so clean when you go circular, they chain Maxi and you Gamma it. Like that's such a clean interaction. And in best of 1, they don't have time to rectify that because it's best of 1. You're just getting cooked at that point. Like it's really, really, really strong. 3 diameter. It grinds it makes me so mad, guys. But like people are doing it over and over again. 2 of all the other ones. See, you know what you're doing. Play 2, 2, 2, 2. And then play something else. Play 40 cards. Like, what are you doing? Like, play 40 cards. Don't play 41 and 3 of this card. You don't need it. But yeah, whatever. See, this guy knows what he's doing. He's playing Valors over Imperms because you can potentially draw into Valors off of Heat Soul. It's way better. But he's playing the Link Devotee Disciple, which kind of contradicts that philosophy. But whatever. Overall, this looks like a pretty good list, except the 3 diameter. Like, I'm gonna call it out every time I see it because it doesn't make any sense. D-Barrier Trap Tricks combo, pretty dirty. 5 D-Barriers in your deck is really nice. Token Collectors, obviously, you're scared of Sword Soul. Sword Soul does kind of clap this deck sometimes. 1 Lightning Storm's a little weird. Just more hand traps. Okay, pretty cool. Top 8, we got another Math Mech. I'm gonna speed it up a little bit here. Playing lots of engine. You're playing 3, 3, 3. Again, you're playing 3 of this card. Doesn't make any sense. You're playing 2 Kachiris. I like Kachiri, but why is it in this deck? I don't know. You really don't need it. Okay, listen. I dislike this less than I dislike this, and this, and this. But 2 red reboots, 2 Laplacians with 1 Super Factorial makes no sense. No Unicorn. No All Mirage, and you're not playing Parallel. Okay, you're not playing Parallel. That's cool. Side deck. Wow. All right. Lava Golems. Okay. Anti-spell's fine. This guy with Sword Soul. This guy came in first in Swiss. He beat me in the mirror match. 41 cards. 3 Ecclesia, 3 Vishuddha. No Circle, playing Shathana anyways. That's incorrect. That doesn't make any sense. Yeah, that's wild. Like that's not right at all. But okay. Other than that, the list looks pretty good. Other than the fact that like you're playing a dead card in 41. Underworld for some. Just out arrival. Okay, that's not bad. That's not bad at all. I mean, technically, like Berserker can out it if they play it incorrectly, or like Chinin can out it if you play it correctly and you establish a game plan for that. But I mean, this is like an easy out for it. That's pretty cool. Besides Gamma, all right. I'm just gonna go and move on. Not that there's anything like too egregious there. I'm just gonna not really too much to talk about. Top 16 trap tricks. I made a joke, like I was talking with my team about this, and I was like, there's no way this guy lost a single dice roll the entire tournament. Like he clearly won every single dice roll winning with this deck, or just drew max C every time he went second. But but yeah, this is trap tricks for you. I mean, like Parallel's like cool in this deck. Prosp is insane. You know, it's just trap trick. There's nothing crazy here. I don't think. I mean, I really don't know this deck that well, but it seems like what do you really play other than the trap trick cards, right? This deck kind of sucks, but it's also kind of cool. Top 16 Zombie Despia. Ooh, this is cool. I like seeing this. Mad Mauler, it's new, of course. Semi-new, I mean. Where's the... Oh, yeah, this is it. These are like the new structure deck cards. Super cool. Playing Branded Fusion in the deck. Branded Fusion's insane. Yeah, okay. I really don't know like how to critique this list because I've never seen this deck before. Like this version of the deck. But it looks pretty cool. Like, I mean, I like it a lot. I mean, you're playing 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 going second cards. Yeah, I mean, like, it's probably a little low. It's only 6 hand traps, but, you know, it worked. The extra deck doesn't look too crazy, at least by my account. Despia stuff takes up a lot of room. Nice. Very cool. Top 16, we got Adagnister. Math Mech. Just Adagnister. No blue. 2 islands. I mean, everyone only plays like 1 or 2 of this card, so I guess like they're correct and I'm incorrect, but I just think you need this card so bad. 2 red reboots in the main. That's crazy. I mean, it's not crazy, but I get it. I do get it. Yep. All right. Moving on. This looks pretty normal by my account. Only 1 Splash Mage. Side in the second. Side in the Security Dragon. Never punished in Swiss. Top 16. Is this the last one? No, I got a few more. Top 16 Sword Soul. A lot of Sword Soul in this tournament. Playing the 9 pillars with the Danglong, playing red reboots. It's crazy that you won with these inconsistencies, but that works. No cross out in the main. Again, that's clearly incorrect. I'll say it every time. No Nibiru in the main. It's wild. Side deck. Okay. Top 16 Sword Soul again. Nibiru in the main. I like that. Cross out, called by, fine. The thing is, like, the fact that I have to look for these just frustrates me because, like, this should be in everyone's main deck. Circles. So I think this is probably correct. Like, I think I'm incorrect playing 3 of this, but time will tell. Yeah, nice list. All right. Moving on. Very standard. Another Math Mech in top 16. 3 diameters. Gosh, it's driving me crazy. You're playing 3 diameters and 1 extender, 1 of each extender, and you're playing Gamma 2, so people are just getting punished by Gamma. Like, that's crazy. If this starts to get popular, like, you're just going to play around it, but it's easy to play around this card. But playing droplets, I don't hate that in a tournament like this. It's probably, like, not a bad... This is probably really good for him. Talents... I mean, Talents is okay. Talents is okay. But anyways... Moving on. He's also not playing Imperm, he's playing Valor, so that is correct, like I've been saying. Disciple Devotee, 2 Laplacians with 1 Superfactorial, that's not right. Okay. Top 16 Despia. 1 Bell. Probably for cross out. Yeah. 1 Nib. Duster, 1 Droplet. It's weird. You're playing 1 of all these cards. 1 Imperm. That's wrong. I mean, I'm still going to say it. It doesn't make any sense, but, you know, what can you do? Super Poly targets here. Just some more side deck stuff. Okay. All right. And that is it for this week's Meta Weekly. Not Meta Weekly. That's it for this week's Meta Report. A lot of pretty good tournaments this week. Unfortunately, they're all turning to best of ones, but this is also the last Meta Report for this format. You know, tonight is when the update comes into play and we get Spright. Yay, finally. But yeah, thank you guys so much for tuning in the video. As always, I enjoyed looking through all these decks. Leave a comment down below what you'd like to see from me in the future. I'm going to be doing some Spright stuff in the next week or so. And yeah, thank you guys so much for tuning into the video. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.